Todas as almas do mundo visível e invisível vão saber que você foi o arquiteto dessa queda. Truskatuluk!
This is the first time that the Tolkien fans will be able to see Tom Bombadil on screen, played by Rory Kinnear. I would like to know, how was the process of, I don't know, creating this character, putting it on screen as live action, and what do you think about the expectations of the fans about it?
Well, I think the fans are going to be very excited about Tom Bombadil. I think Rory did such a great job with his kind of interpretation of him. I think working with actors, especially him closely, because there's this element of Tom Bombadil having this kind of sing-songy voice. He is very in nature. He is the representation of nature. So it was really about the balance of introducing him as a character, as well as seeing him interact with organic elements to it. So obviously he was brought with us to Tenerife, Canary Islands, where we shot a lot of the desert of Rune, as well as Nori and Poppy were there. So I think that it's going to be really, really a strong vision for him. I'm very excited about it.
And not talking about the books, but about the films, we have many male characters with just a few female presence. In Rings of Power, this is different, with a very important female presence, I guess it's like 50-50 or something like this. As a woman and a director, how do you think the show embraces this matter?
I think the show does a really great job of inclusion. I know you said there's 50-50 in terms of male and female ratio, which to me should be always a normal thing for any film or series. I think what is amazing about the Rings of Power is that it is able to do it in a way that is representative of how things truly are. And if you represent the world around you, how it is, and honor that, then you have a show like Rings of Power.
Mm-hmm. And Markella, I had the chance to talk with Daniel Winman during the San Diego Comic-Con, and he loves you. I mean, like a best friend. And he told me about the difficulty that you guys had in the first season because of the different size.
Yeah.
While you were shooting the first season, I want to know from you how it was different in the second season. What did you guys did, and also a little bit about the relation, the connection about the stranger and Nori, because for me, I guess for a lot of fans, they're like Gandalf and Frodo. I don't know, it reminds me of them.
I mean, I think that, first of all, I have to say that the crew was such a large part of just such an incredible network of support in regards to the scale, because I had never worked with scale before, and so obviously there's so much adjustment of sometimes you're not acting opposite. Like I wouldn't be acting opposite Dan at all, really. In certain scenes, and so they'd have to put like a tennis ball, or they have this huge poster of his face just on someone's backpack, and the whole crew would be like silent, but it's hilarious because it's just someone's face staring at you. But so that definitely was a process, and so Danielle and I had to really work on establishing our own way of getting into character, sometimes seconds before they'd call action. You know, we'd have to get into the head zone, and then he would have to go off. And so, and we had incredible scale doubles as well, who were so understanding and supportive and wanted to really make sure that the story still, you know, was as truthful as it could be, and believable. So huge shout out to them and the crew, really. And in the second season, because we'd already had that experience, it was just bringing that, and again, some of the crew were different people, so it was just explaining that, and again, everyone was so supportive and amazing, collaborative. So there's that. And then in regards to, the Stranger and Nori, their dynamic is really built upon the fact that they both have felt misunderstood. They both aren't really sure how to manifest their aspirations and what they can do to help each other. And so, they really complement each other in that way.
I like them a lot. I would like to hug them both.
I'm sure they'd love a hug.
Them.
I'm sure they'd really love her.
And Megan, Poppy reminds me a lot. When I think of Poppy, I think about like friendship and someone that I really want to be friends with her.
Lovely.
And can you tell me a little bit about the process of creating Poppy? And because as Nori reminds me of Frodo, Poppy reminds me a little bit about Sam, like this person who is always there for you and something. Can you tell me a little bit about creating her?
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. I mean, I love Poppy, and playing her is so much fun. And it becomes very easy and sort of very natural to me now. A lot of the creation was definitely alongside Markella and her creation of Nori. You know, like my version of Poppy would not be the Poppy without Markella's Nori. And so there's a huge part of that influence there too. It's just a joy to play her. And I think, you know, I'm so glad that you said that she reminds you of just sort of the embodiment of friendship, because I think to her, just friendship and relationships are the only thing that she can hold on to. She's experienced so much loss in her life. And so she really holds on to the people that and the things and the you know, the elements and the nature that she loves so much. She really regards those things as home, and that's where she places her home, because that's sort of the only things that she has materialistically available to her. And so I think that, yeah, she kind of is the embodiment of friendship because it means so much to her purely. And that's, yeah, I'm so glad that that's come across. Thank you. That's so lovely.
It's because I think that all characters, I like all the characters, but they are all like selfish. You know, I don't think it in Poppy. She's the least selfish person in Rings of Power. And for you both, I want to know what was the biggest challenge in the second season that you guys didn't face in the first one.
I mean, well, new terrain. So filming in Tenerife, we'd never been there before as people. Some of the locations are it was sort of the weather, there was sort of extreme weather, I would say. You agree?
Very dry.
Very dry, very windy, lots of dust. So that was quite...
The canyon.
Yeah. So that was...
beautiful.
But yeah, incredible, you know.
And hot.
Yeah.
It was super hot.
Yeah. But I would say that sort of both seasons have been a joy to work on, and you know, I wouldn't actually say that there was anything. I mean, for me personally, that was a struggle. I would say it's mainly just sort of just being in a desert. It's difficult
Also,
for everyone.
yeah, for everyone. But like, it's the people that we get to act with are just so, and be directed by, are just so incredible. Like, I think that's the thing that makes it so fun. The crew is so fun and lovely and hilarious, and the directors are just amazing. And you know, obviously we already have gotten to know each other so well from the first season. So I just feel very fortunate that we get to play again all together.
Wow.